Then Dice came to see me in the belly room.
For the first time you were there.
Like 2 months, like a month in, like maybe 3 weeks. Like I had already gone out.
So when you say one woman show, it was just an hour of comedy?
It was just me talking about my family.
For how long?
I don't know what it was.
Okay.
It was 10 minutes at that point. Andrew came to see it, and a guy in the second row passed out. And I was like, he took me out of my little song and dance. Once I figured out he was all right, I just roasted him like unbelievably, the meanest. And Andrew was screaming, laughing. And he's like, that's not a one-woman show. It's stand-up, stupid. And so we went on the road he goes, let's go on the road. We had a TV show on VH1 at the time. So he's like, let's go on the road. So I started going on the road with him 3 months in.
Wow. 3 months into comedy, you're on the road with Andrew Dice Clay.
Horrifying.
Cawfee Talk. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cawfee Talk with Tara Cannistraci. Hope you're having a great Monday. I am so excited to have this guest in studio with me today because she's an East Coast girl. Not just an East Coast girl, she's a South Philly girl who I thought was Italian, except for her name, which threw me off. So I said maybe she was half and half because you remind me so much. South Philly. Yeah. Eleanor Kerrigan, by the way. Welcome.
Hi.
You have that.
I don't know what it is. If my hair's curly,
vibe.
Forget it. They think I'm Puerto Rican or Italian.
Yep.
And then
Me too.
one of my good friends in LA, she was from Long Island, and her father is a detective in Long Island. He came out, he took us to dinner. You know, we were young, we just moved here. He's like, "We'll take you to dinner," you know, big guy. And he goes, "What are you, Puerto Rican?" And I'm like, "What are you, head of detectives over there?" I'm 100% Irish, you idiot.
Detectives.
What are you doing? Like, how are you discriminating?
But you do. I can see it.
People always, and like growing up, like I'm 100% Irish. My parents doubled down.
Right.
Like there's nothing else in there. Maybe a little English because, you know, I know how rape works. But sorry, no one likes the English.
Yeah, no, I love it.
But so it's just whatever. But my dad, all his family, Ireland. My mom, Ireland. My grandpapa, I think, is the only one that has a little bit of English. That's it. Like. So it's pure, but where I grew up.
But South Philly, I mean, when every
one of my friends was Italian. I always do that.
You talk with your hands.
I curse in Italian.
You also have maybe it's just the East Coast vibe. I was going to tell you, every time I see you, you probably don't realize that you do this to me. And I know you grew up, you have a lot of siblings, right?
Yes.
How many brothers?
6 brothers, 3 sisters.
Like 10, and they mean that is
your
parents were bored out of their minds. 100%. What happened?
My dad has bad lower back. He couldn't pull out. It's just left it in. Oh, is this a clean podcast?
No,
I'll clean it up.
No, but like every time I see you, like we're around the same age, grew up in the same area. She'll be like, "Where's your car parked?" And she walks me to my car. Yeah. I'm like Eleanor. I have to drive you to your car. Like,
no, I do it to everybody. Is that bad?
No, it's. But every time I see you, I'm like, no matter where I see you, I saw you at the Comedy Store. I saw Sony Hall in the city. She's like,
oh, I forgot about Sony Hall.
You walked me to my car. I felt like a little girl. She's like, nah, I got to walk you. I'm like, we're the same age.
That's so embarrassing. I'm sorry.
Is that so South Philly? Is that, what is that?
It is, because it's also, well, like, girl, I think I learned more of it in LA because LA, like, especially like I was a waitress at the Comedy Store for so long, and when you would walk to the car, people would target you. So you can ask any of the waitresses at the Comedy Store. If I don't drive them home, I walk them to their cars. They think I'm nuts, but
no, I
didn't realize I was kept doing it.
You're like, hey, how are you? Where you parked?
And then I started doing it in New York, like, because I would always drive the waitresses or comics home, whomever like didn't have a car or needed a ride up the hill. They usually park up this hill, so I would drive them home, and they're like, like my friend called. He goes, "What are you, an Uber driver at night?" And I go, "No, I'm just driving all the waitresses home." Like I felt bad. Sometimes they would like take a lot of liquor from the store and then fucking get in my car, and I'm like, oh great, it's a felony now. I got this going.
I'm like, what are you carrying on you that you're like walking me? She's like, no, I got it on my own. I'm like, I have to drive you.
Just looking for a fight. Who's out? Who's out? I bring it. Like crazy.
Very South Philly.
Mentally unstable.
But I love it. It's like so funny. I go, I don't know if she notices that she does it, but it doesn't make a difference where I see you. You
but
go.
Now I'll be aware of it.
No, it's very cute. I love it.
I started driving the comics in New York to their cars or to their apartments.
I believe you. I have been.
They're like, wait, did you drive? One night, me and Mark Norman were running somewhere. He goes, "You got your car?" I was like, "No." I go, "I'm late for a spot at the cellar." He's like, "Oh, all right." And then he jumped in a cab, and I was like, "Wait, did you?"
He just knew you were going to drive him home.
Yeah, I would have driven him. I would have done it in a heartbeat.
I love it
because I don't know why, but yeah, I drive to the city, so I have my car at night. I have a car.
I do. I drive too
them.
if I'm in the city. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So you're back and forth.
I'm back and forth because my mom, I help take care of my mom. She's in her 80s, so she's 87. I could say it now because she don't know how to download a podcast. So she can't fight me now. But yeah, she... so I go home and I help, and she's fine. Yeah. It's just older, and like because I have so many brothers, she needs the girl thing a little bit, like oh, you didn't, No,
I know my mother-in-law has 3 sons, and she's like, I'm gonna need you.
Yeah, my mother goes, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna leave, and I'm gonna die, and they're not gonna notice. They're not gonna notice for days. And I go, please don't put that in my head. Right. You are so accurate. You're
on point. No.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, where's mommy? They're like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, whoa, you didn't decide to go upstairs and check on her? They're like, oh, well, I guess I will. So now we make it a point. Like,
right. I mean, there's 10 of you, right?
Sometimes you have to text them and go, hey, go check on mommy, yeah?
Are all not, definitely. Boys?
They live up the street or around the corner. 2 boys live with her because I had one of my older siblings passed away, and she was sick, and so one of my oldest brother moved back in to help my mom.
Okay,
and
sorry. That's the worst. Yeah,
it's awful. But what happened was they wound up staying.
Right.
And then my mom's old now. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, it is what. And they're not married, so
okay,
they're still playboys or whatever you want to call them. Yeah.
They all live in the area, but it's still on the daughter from Los Angeles to make sure she's checked on. That's just the thing that it's
so
on us
weird.
as women. I'm not as my husband's a good son to his mother, but at the end of the day, there's just
you have kids, pray for a girl.
Yeah, you're gonna hate her in her teens, but man, is she?
You're gonna hate her most times. I'm not even just teens, but my grandmom used to say, this is awful, but. She used to say, you know what? She had 3 daughters and 1 son. And she was like, she goes, if I die, just stick a dog bone up my ass and have the dogs drag me out. And I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of image is that? Like, I was 8. And I'm like, how big is the dog bone? Like, what do we do? Just a milk bone? I don't understand.
Is that your inspiration for comedy?
Yeah. Well,
nobody's funnier than my mom and my grandma.
I love this. So it's genetic.
So funny. Yeah.
I always said my grandmother probably could have been a comic. She could have been like the Italian Joan Rivers, but instead she got married, had kids, and regretted it. But she could have totally.
But my grandma was completely insecure. She never felt good enough for anything. She also thought she was going to die from the minute she could walk.
Right, okay.
She was like, I probably won't make it through the night. I'm like, you're 13. What's happening right now? Like, you'll be all right. You're
going to make it. But so now coming from a funny family, I think the come up story is like probably the most inspirational when people listen to people's stories. And you talked about you came from Philly to be a waitress at the Comedy Store, which is like
come to be a waitress.
Well, you come to be.
You know, when I moved to LA, I thought they got the best waitresses.
No, but you come to LA.
Are they cocktailing out there?
And you're a waitress at the Comedy Store. Did you want to do comedy when you?
Not at all.
Because people now will work the door, or that's like always been, right? Because they're aspiring comics.
Always work the door. Like that's specifically, I don't know if every club does this. Right. I think they do now, but Mitzi Shore always had comics, or at least wannabe comics, and they didn't all stay in comedy. Like I know a lot of them that went on to produce, direct, animation, all kinds of stuff. So, like they start out in comedy, it just didn't click for that, whatever. But they all had to be trust.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go back to cleaning houses.
Yeah,
I don't
nice.
know. That could mean killing people. I don't know what it is. We'll figure it out yet.
Murder on stage, so I don't think that's the case. But
You're sweet.
You were exposed to comedy there.
So I moved to LA. I wanted to be an actress. Meryl Streep, they were like, no. We're good. We're all full here. But my best friend was a comic because when I moved to LA, I had I paid 3 months of rent, and I was like, you got 3 months. Figure it the fuck out.
I love this.
It was
'cause it
so
sounds like me
scary.
now.
What year did you move?
93.
Oh, cool.
I know. I'll be dead within the hour. Anyway.
Just like Grandma thought, right?
Oh yeah, me and my nanny are the best. But when I moved here, I had no idea anything. Like everybody, of course, South Philly, all my friends growing up, they're like, you moved to, what are you going to do in LA?
Yeah.
What are you going to do up there? Look at a fucking palm tree?
Yep.
What are you, a jerk off?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I mean.
That's the Bronx. People like, what are you doing in LA?
I want to be an actress.
Yes.
You think you're better than us? You know what? Yeah, I
Yes.
am, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, I was pissed. But and people would be like, she'll be back 2 weeks. But put money on it. I'm like, yeah, go. What's the line on my when I'm coming back? I was so mad.
Right.
What's the over under?
What's the over? I was gonna say, what's the over
so
under?
Mad. And then everybody's like, yeah, she won't make it. And I'm like, yeah, like whatever. And I fell in love with it. And like my boyfriend Mario moved out with me. Of course, I had a boyfriend named Mario.
If you were from South Philly
was
and
my
didn't
third
have
one.
a boyfriend named Mario, it'd be questionable.
Were you really there? But yeah, so now the Marios out here are like, oh, my name's Mario. And I'm like, I can't talk like that. I'm sorry. It's
Right.
Mario,
Right,
buddy.
Mario.
I don't care if you're Mexican. It's still Mario. and so, whatever. So he moved up, but he was like, let's go back and let's save money. And I'm like, if I go back, I'm never
not coming back.
I'm never pushing. I'm never doing this, And so I wound up staying, and I got a job at the Comedy Store, like I close to the 3 months. I think I came in January, and I started at the store in March, and I literally was like, all right, I got money coming in. I figured it out. I got hired by Mitzi Shore, the owner of the Comedy Store, which you had to meet with her back then, and she was very picky. I didn't know anything about her. Zero. I didn't even know she was Pauly Shore's mom. Like I knew nothing about this woman, comedy, nothing. And I mean, so ignorant. And the only thing that saved me, she said, oh, you're from Philadelphia. And I go, yeah. She goes, Dom Irrera. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, we watch his thing all the time. Now he's one of my best friends.
Right.
But back then I didn't know who he was. I just knew his Rodney Dangerfield thing. And so she goes, okay, you're hired. Who knew she wasn't hiring anybody from certain cities? Like literally wouldn't let me hire people from Chicago for a while. Nobody from New York City. Like she was picking little
Philly
cities.
made
I
you
don't
in
want
LA.
Anybody from Rochester. I'm like, whoa, why Rochester? Like, what did they do to you? Like she would just get mad at one city. Thank God Philly was in the good pile that
Philly
week.
helped make you in LA.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. And
It's
so
like-
she hired me right away. And then the managers were fucking with me, and they were like, wear heels to the interview. So I did. Thank God they were only like this high. And I do talk about it in my special, but like they were this high, and I was towering over Mitzi. Like she's smaller than you. Like she was tiny. And I'd be like, I'm looking down on her, and she's like looking up. She's like, you're from Philadelphia. Like, oh, shit. Yes, ma'am, you know. And then when she hired me, she goes, all right, you can start tomorrow. Lose the fucking heels.
I love it.
I was like, my soulmate's here. So.
Right.
And then we became like the closest of friends. Me and
Which
Mitzi.
you have that warmth to you. You have like you have that like not that you like everybody, but you have that like rough and tough, kind of like me. I come across hard because it's that New York Italian. But when I'm in with you, it's like I'm in with you. It's like I'll see you in Alaska. You'll ask me if I have my car. Like you're like, and that's kind of like
where
it's
you
home.
park next to this hole in the ice. I'll walk you over there.
It's home. That's home for me though. And I don't think I realized how much those little things remind me of home, especially when I'm in LA. Like when I ran into you in the store and you asked, I was like, I'm around people, my people, like, you know, because I'm so fish out of water here.
Yeah, it took me a long time to adjust to
Which
here.
is what I want to talk to you about. You touched upon something that I have to talk about. It's that kind of neighborhood mentality that we came from, where I felt really guilty about wanting to do things like acting and comedy, because people from the neighborhood would be like, oh, now you're a comedian and now you're this and now you can't hang out with us. Oh, look, she's gonna be too famous for us. And I used to make me feel like I was like, oh, you can't forget where you came from. You can't forget. But I also realized, like, the biggest thing about me is I'm proud to be from the Bronx and I love being Italian. But like, I evolve and you become somebody, like, you have
like,
different likings. They're like, what do you, don't forget who you are.
Where's that?
I know, right?
Is that a club?
It's like, I just wanted to, some different things. And it's like, I mean, now, some people receive it really well and some will be bitter.
Yeah,
but
now, I feel like now, I think because of the internet, more people are like, oh, that's cool. You're doing that. Like,
we
they're
know
a little
her.
more.
But I think it's also, too, like, people are uncomfortable with what you're if you're not doing the same kind of, like, I didn't want marriage, I didn't want kids, I didn't want, like, and it was like, what's wrong with the way we live, what's wrong with, like,
What, are you sick or something?
Yeah, right. Right.
Somebody said that to me once.
I believe
well, what,
it.
are you sick? I go, no. If I was sick, I would have kids. How come you're not sick?
Right.
You're the sick one.
Right. You're a psycho, actually.
I'm trying to help out with what's that called? The carbon footprint. You know what I mean? My mom she put a hole in it. So
I mean,
I'm trying to clean it up a little. Trying to help out.
None of your siblings should have kids. It should be like three
amazing,
generations before they could procreate.
way,
She gave the society 10. Like, we're good on kids from the Kerrigans for a while.
Oh, let me tell you,
How
it
many?
gets worse because this is the thing. My grandmom was orphaned at an early age. So her whole goal in life was to have a family. Everybody knew each other because my grandmom didn't know who anybody was. She never knew who her parent. Like, her mom died early, like, I think childbirth, like, with her little brother. So my grandmom was like 2 or something. So she don't remember her at all. And then her father died when she was 12, but her whole life she thought he was her uncle. So she didn't know. So she was like, this is crazy. I want a family that knows. So she had 4 kids. And she passed away in 2005. She had 4 kids, 27 grandchildren. Because my mom's sister had 10 kids as well. And 27 grandchildren and 45 great-grandchildren.
Oh.
That was in 2005. 20 years later, it's even bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to hope you don't meet a guy and he's your relative.
Oh, I can't
You
sleep
don't
with
even
Irish
know-
guys.
Yeah,
I was
you
like, sorry, buddy.
Right,
We're
could
definitely
be
related.
Yeah.
I don't have enough helmets to go around for the kids. So
Yeah, who could afford genetic testing these days?
Exactly. But it's my family's gigantic. So and my dad's side, they're messy, but they're pretty big too. Not my dad's father, I think, came from like 15 or something like that, 17. I forget exactly what it was, but somebody over there, my dad's like, yeah, he knows everybody, but we don't know them that well. Because I do this joke on stage, but my dad wanted 12 kids. And then after 10, he left. We were inappropriate guy. So my mom raised us by herself.
No.
Yeah.
No, your father really left?
Yeah, I swear to
I
God.
thought that was a joke.
No.
Your
No,
father
he
left your mother with 10
it was
kids?
7 or 8, 7 going on 8, right around that
Not
summer.
active, not supportive.
I mean, he was a couple blocks away.
With a different family?
No, he just he married an Italian woman.
Bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
Iscrazia.
That's it. That's one of my words.
No, she was fine.
Yeah.
But it was just like she didn't want kids. She didn't have any kids. So I think that was like my dad was like, all right, I like this. And she made good money. And my dad, this is amazing. He owned a typewriter store. So big bucks, huh? Who wants to see my dowry?
Right.
Maybe that's why I never got married. But yeah, he owned a typewriter store. Didn't close it until like 2012 or 13. And it was, by the way, it was by force that we made it.
Right.
I know, and we're like,
Who
I'm
was
like,
using
Dad,
typewriters
they haven't
then?
been selling since the
Right,
80s. I don't
yeah.
even know what you're doing here.
Right.
I remember telling him get into computers, and he's like, computers are only at phase, girl. You'll see. I'm like, what? Like, I always make jokes about it,
Yeah.
but I go, why do you think it's a phase? And he goes, you know, when you print something out and you print labels, that glue gets under. I go, so what? The printer might break? That's not the computer, dude. Like, I honestly.
Oh, yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
Is he still around?
Yeah. 89. Crazy as they come. And his wife
Is the Italian wife still around?
No, she's 13 or 15 years younger than him. So we thought we're in the clear. She'll take care of him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she got sick last year and within 3 months passed away. We were like, what the? So now my dad, we have to take care of him too.
Oh, my God.
And I
mean,
know. I
you
feel like
do.
everything I do is a joke, like, because I do make it a joke
You
on
have
stage.
to. It's
but-
trauma that you
Right.
have. Right. Yes.
But we were like, fuck, now he needs help. So I say we draw straws to see who's going to help you.
Oh my
But it's
God.
true. And my
Be like,
sister-
you should have had 12 because
My
maybe those
sister
two would have
Karen
done
lost.
it.
Yeah, she's
right.
helped it.
Right. Those other 2 kids might have helped you, but
Yeah,
we're done
see?
now.
Now your back got better and you pulled out. I see what you did. Now nobody's here.
No, there's nobody here.
But he lives in Delaware. Like, it's a fucking nightmare. We tried to get him to move back to South Philly, but he won't do it. He just won't do
But
it.
like, think of your mother, 10 kids.
Yeah, I said, Mom, let's move him back in. Let's see if we can get this to rekindle.
What does she say? She just looks
Get
at you
the
like you're
hell out
yeah.
of here with that. I go, you two could ride the lift up the steps together. How
So
cute.
he was in your life.
Well, oh yeah. So he lived a couple blocks, and he had the typewriter store. And then my mom had to get a real job, and in fact, she had a real job and then 4 other little jobs. So
She had 10 jobs.
I understand. Understand.
Like,
so we, I was thinking about, like, we kind of, like, what happens in the big families, the older half raises the younger half. So that's what it kind of turned into. So my older sisters, I mean, it's amazing that we have relationships, because as a kid, I was like, fuck them bitches.
Right.
Because they would punish
resentful.
us.
You could become
Yeah,
resentment. Yeah.
I'm like, she can't. She's 15. She can't tell me what to do. You know, like little hood rat, chain
Right.
smoking at 9 years old. Like, I'll fucking fight her right now.
Fighting in the sandbox and shit. Yeah.
I'll come out here, come to the field. Like, it was crazy. So she, that's. They helped us, but my mom was like, "Oh, I don't know what to do with them after school. Like, they're gonna get in trouble. The neighborhood's wild. Anything could happen. I mean, I had friends at that age in grade school and high school dropping like flies.
Yeah, I
just
know.
getting so just awful. And I mean, fortunately and unfortunately, the mob ran it back then, but." That's why I say unfortunately, because a few of my friends got caught in crossfires. Right. And so, it's just that they kind of protected us, but then the neighborhood, I mean, but then they kind of didn't, because you're like, hey, what happened to so-and-so? They're like, oh, he's not with us no more. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
oh, okay, that fucking hurts. And so it's just like, so my mom, or my dad said we could work for him. So we had to work at the typewriter store, and there's never been anything more boring.
Yeah, I mean.
To the point where my older brother, Tommy, he's an artist, right? And we're only 15 years apart from eldest to youngest. So we are literally on top of each other in age.
It's like Irish twins.
Oh, yeah.
times
Me and
5.
Billy are Irish twins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she took a 2.5 year break. 2-year break, something like that, in between Johnny and Charlie. So there's a slight
Charlie.
gap. Yeah.
I heard
Everybody corrects me on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm like, that's his name.
Charlie.
I spell it like that. But so I worked for my dad in the typewriter store, and Tommy, he used to draw pictures. He drew a picture of an apple, and he put it over my brother Billy's head, and he would throw darts at it. That's how fucking bored we
Boring.
were.
So you were like, that's it, LA.
Well, I was like, I got to get out of here. Something.
What age did you come here?
I was 21. Yeah.
21.
20 or 21.
21
like
starting
going
at the
on.
store.
Yeah. Because you have to be 21 to work at the store.
Then
so
how many years
have
before you started comedy?
12. Wow. Yeah. I worked.
So you were working there
more than
pursuing
12,
acting.
Actually, I worked at the store for 12 years. Left, came back a year and a half later as a comic.
And what was that?
That's mental illness, if anybody
Right.
was wondering.
Was Dean managing when you were there?
Dean Gelber?
Yeah.
Bro, of course.
I love
Dean.
Dean.
Yeah, I had Dean. 4,000. You could name any name, and I'm like, oh yeah, they managed the store. We had 4,000 managers. Mitzi would fire him like hotcake. Like, it was unbelievable. There was one time we hired 2 guys. They hired 2 guys, and at this point, I'm running the wait staff. Yeah, 2 guys, and so they bring him out to introduce him to Mitzi. They'd already been hired, technically. They'd already gone through half of training, that night. And then walked in, met Mitzi, and she goes, I don't like the way they look. Get rid of them. Literally aesthetic, like not, I don't like the way he did this or that. Like their actual physical appearance. And I was like, okay, so we have no managers. I'm like, so who's going to open the club tomorrow? You want to do it? No. No, I don't.
No,
like,
right.
She just had that thing.
People talk about it like it's like, oh my God, it was wild and crazy. But you also talk about it like it's probably the best time. It was it was like,
yeah.
it's a different time in comedy. Like real comics, not a social media world that we live in now, like old school.
Yeah. Like I got cool things I got to see, like as far as comics go, like Chris Tucker become an overnight success. Watched it happen. Watched it unfold, like unbelievable, the neatest thing. And he had been doing it for a while. I didn't see that part. I saw him come from Atlanta to LA, and he had already done Def Jam and Crushed and all that. But he got passed at the store. All of a sudden, Bruce Willis is coming in to see, people coming in to see him. He's doing this, he's doing that, and it just boom. The other one, and we were a little busier when Chris kind of came up. The other one was Sebastian Maniscalco, and Sebastian gets more credit from me because we were dead. The Comedy Store was dead. The owner, her health was declining, and the audiences, we'd have to wait for 8 people to show up. It was very hit or miss.
What year is this?
So the late 90s?
Yeah.
Late 90s-ish. And we had good comics. There was great comics working all the time. But Sebastian wasn't great when he started. Then he found his groove. And one night, I always tell this everywhere, but he was killing in the OR, like crushing like he does. And Mitzi goes, I surprised myself with that one. Because he wasn't crushing it, but he found his groove because he already believed in himself, but then somebody else believed in him, and
Which is
all you
everything.
need.
And that's all you need. And I think something that he does, he's very specific. And in that specificity, I never know how to say that word. Whew.
Proud of
you.
you.
Put the Wikipedia thing in there.
I hate that word, but it's true. Is where you find the universal. And I think the relatability factor to what he was doing, like at first you could see him in LA and be like, what is he? What is this?
Yeah.
Because it's maybe very specific Chicago, Italian, American, and it has it's not so relatable in that instant in a place like this, but then all of a sudden there's enough of an influence and it's just like, oh my God, I know this guy. This is,
I have a friend like this. But somebody said to me, oh, he's from Chicago. I mean, he's from New Jersey, right? I'm like, ew, no. Like and no offense to Jersey. I'm just saying like, no, he's clearly not a Jersey Italian.
No, he's a Chicago Italian American.
Because even when I was like, you're Italian, like I questioned it.
Did you?
Yeah. Sebastian, of course, but it was different things. I grew up different with different. Philly and Jersey.
You represent more East Coast Italian than Sebastian Maniscalco.
Right.
East Coast Italian.
Yeah.
Even Joey Diaz is
more.
Joey Diaz is more East Coast Italian.
Thing.
It's an East Coast thing. So like obvious, I did think
Joey. Well, it's even Dice. That's why people think he's Italian because where he's Brooklyn. He grew up like that. So you're surrounded Brooklyn. I didn't realize how diverse. Like I'm from Philly. They're segregated. Unfortunately, like even I got jumped in an Irish neighborhood for being an Italian. They were like, let's beat this dago bitch up. I'm like, whoa, I shit Shamrocks. My last name's Kerrigan. What's wrong with you people? But I came back with all my Italian friends and we beat those bitches up.
Right.
Like,
I got paisans with me.
Hold on, let me get
you want Italian? I got paisans right here.
I got you. Like, and it was just crazy. Like, my 2 of my closest friends growing up, or 3, one's Puerto Rican and Italian, but still, it's like, they were always Italian.
Yeah.
It was the area we lived in because there were Irish sections, Irish and Polish, and they were on the bookends of
My whole
South
area
Philly.
was segregated. I mean, I come from Little Italy. I live in Pelham Park, where it was like all Italians. Then like an Albanian person moved in. We were like, oh, like this.
Oh, you don't have any pigment? What happened?
And then it was like Albanian, Italian. Then we knew Puerto Rican, Chinese. But it was like completely like you were only those things. We weren't saying like Korean even. We just knew Chinese. Like it was just
That's
a different
so funny.
time where it was just so specific.
Yeah, my dad fought in Korea, so I would always say that one.
Right. I'm just going to pick that
I'm
one.
like, oh, you're Korean? They're like, no, Chinese. I'm like, oh, whatever. All right.
But yeah, so I think the East Coast thing just brings on, because I was like, if your name wasn't Eleanor Kerrigan, I'd be like, oh, this is like an Italian, Irish, Spanish.
So
but,
if
like,
I
blends.
change Spanish, I love it.
Yeah.
I have no pigment. I mean, do I have bronzer on
You have
today?
a lot of
So
bronzer on today, so I'm
people
going
think
with Puerto
I'm,
Rican.
Kamala Harris.
No.
I'm in bronze face. Sorry. I don't know if that's offensive. but-
No, it's not. Bronze face is great. I'm always in bronze face. But with the East Coast thing too came the words.
Oh,
where
yeah.
I feel like you just said disgraziata on here.
I do it all the time. I curse in Italian because my best friends, their parents, a lot of them spoke Italian. And not my close, like my girlfriends, most of my guy friends, their parents were right off the boat. Like my friend Dante Tassione. I remember opening for Steve Sharip is a good friend of mine, and he got me a gig at the Riviera when I first started because I used to help him book every once in a while. Just send him LA comics because I was working at the store and I knew who would be able to handle it. And like, people's planes and he's like stuck. So whatever. So I would always send, hey, try this person, try that person. And he got me opening for Vic DiBitetto. And then I was hosting. So I brought up Vic DiBitetto and he goes, nobody's ever said my name right. And I'm like, your name's like Smith in my neighborhood. Like, yeah, that's an easy name.
Even
to
his
say.
fans can't say it. They're like Di Benedetto. He does like a great
By
bit.
the way, I
where
know
he-
two Di Benedettos.
Yeah, which is it's not a
It's
name. It's
another
just
name,
not
yeah.
his name. He's Vic DiBitetto. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it just rolls off the tongue for me because that's who we grew up. Like I always say names, and people are like, "Here." Like my friend Steve Simone always goes, "Here's your sign for funniest name," because like my friends are the Tabarellis or the Tassiones or I don't know any
Any other names?
no Kellys or
What other words did you grow up like? Disgrazia. You said.
so there when our friend Dante moved to South Philly, we got him arrested, unfortunately, but not really. But like back in the day when you did something stupid, the cops will put you in a paddy wagon and like take you home. They would scare you.
Which I am so for that.
Me too, because
There
it
was
scared
like a
the shit
whole
out of
thing
me.
in New York where they got offended because a cop did it to a kid. The kid stole something and wanted. I'm like, please, if my kid steals something, please
Do
throw him in
that.
the back of a cop car and send him to my house. Scare the shit
slap
out of
him
that
up a
little.
little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll slap him enough. At
I'll
home.
say this: it did get to the point where we were like, they're not going to do nothing.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. You caught on.
yeah, because we were just breaking in U-Haul trucks. We weren't stealing them. We were just we were in places we weren't supposed to be.
Right.
They never caught us stealing. We were too good. But yeah, like so whatever. So they just moved here, and he's getting dropped off in a paddy wagon. And so his mother, God rest her soul, the sweetest lady in the world, came out and she started cursing at us in Italian. And she's like, disgraziat, American, a tu. And I was like, I think we're the Americans.
Yeah, you
Like,
are
I
the
don't-
Americans. That's exactly how we say it.
That's
Yeah.
us, right? And me and my brother Billy were like, I guess.
Yeah.
Just two of the whitest.
Yeah.
And one time, like, we did actually get arrested, and a friend, like their father, came to bail us out. And, he's a big mob guy or whatever. And he walked in and he goes, yeah, all these kids are mine. And the cop goes, even the Irish ones? And he goes, yeah, give me the mix.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Give me the mix.
Give me all of them. I'll handle them.
I was like, we're not cards, dude. What do you mean? Like, but he got us out. Thank you, Joe. But it was just like wild, like things like that would happen all the time. And
Do you talk about that stuff on stage now?
no, I usually podcast. Like
Yeah.
I've cursed in Italian. Like if there's a
I
group
love-
from Italy,
right.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like my grandma growing up, I never knew what this word meant. 2 words she would always say, "Scucciamens." I don't know what
Yeah,
that means.
uh-huh.
Like you're a scooch.
Yeah,
If
like
I
your
say
little-
that to other people, they're like,
What?
what is that word? And I'm like, you never heard of scoochament? Like, where are you from? And they're like, America?
I love that word. I love it.
But my grandma, oh, you're a scoochimens, you know.
Your Irish grandmother.
Eleanor,
so great.
Her name was Eleanor as well. And so it's like, it's just how we talked. And the other word is kamar. Kamar. She dresses like a kamar. I don't know where. No one knows what it is.
Not kumad, like that,
No,
like
she's
a mistress?
Kamari. She's my friend Cindy would say she's a Kamar Buljen. I don't even know.
I love it.
I don't know if that's slang. I don't know, but Kamar, I don't know what it is. It means like you dress corny, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I'm going to use it now.
I don't know what it is. Kamari.
Kamari. I'm going to start using it.
I don't know where it came from though.
Right.
I'd love to
okay.
ask
It's all right.
Cindy.
Well, we can't ask her, but
Yeah,
How
but
long did she end up living that she was nervous about? You said 2005. She had to be up there.
92 years old.
92 years
Yeah.
old.
And every day she'd be like, she had heart disease for 20 years. Back in the day, like, think about it, it's 20 years she's gone this year. And, she had heart disease and lived all that time with it. She had a triple bypass. And I go to her house, a little row home in South Philly. She lived like a couple, she lived like 3 or 4 blocks away from us. In a different parish because we had to cross Oregon Avenue.
Oh,
Ooh,
my God.
bougie.
I love it.
So, we walk her home, whatever. So I go to visit her because I was coming in from LA. So she just got out of the hospital. I walk in her little tiny kitchen and there's a pizza box opened. I just see her feet. And I go, what are you doing? She goes, oh, come on in. I just got pizza. And I go,
After triple bypass surgery?
she just got out of the hospital. And she goes, oh, yeah. And then she pours a beer. I go, beer and pizza? What do you do? She goes, who the hell could have pizza without beer?
I mean,
I go, you know what? Do you? You want a cigar? Want a cigar? How about we get a cigar? You want a racing form?
honestly,
Where are we at?
I agree with her. Who really wants pizza without beer?
But it was
love
so
it.
cute. I was like, oh, my God. I should be worried.
You have those genes.
Don't. Bite your tongue. I want to go early.
No.
I sleep like this. I'm ready.
Who's going to walk me to my car if you go? Wait, so tell
My mother.
me. Tell me, work there 12 years, go back a year and a half later. Now you're on that. How does that, like, you're on that stage?
Well, so what made me even start to even consider stand-up was my best friend. He would always tell me to do it. And unfortunately, everyone around me is dead. He passed away in 2005.
Who was it?
Freddie Soto.
Oh,
If you guys get a chance, look
Yes.
up Freddie Soto, the funniest. So, like, hilarious. We would die laughing at Freddie. And he was one of my closest friends. He was a door guy at the store as well. Like, I always joke, Mitzi used to tease him all the time. She loved him. She's like, Freddie's great. He's got the heart of a woman. I was like, that's pretty offensive, but all right. But he was like a sweetheart. And so Freddie passed away and it just leveled me. I ruined my relationship with my second ex-fiance. So, and I was like, I was lost. But every day he'd be like, you should be doing stand-up. Like, if I go see you in a play, another fucking play where you get raped by the football team, I'm done. If you have one more still baby and you're sobbing on set, I go, I want to be Meryl Streep.
Right.
And he's like, bitch, forget that. She's already there. Like, something
Meryl
else.
Streep is not as funny as you. Continue.
She's very funny.
No.
But she's still like my idol, like that
Yes.
way. Like, that's what I wanted to do. And so, after he passed, I guess I was like playing with the idea of doing a one-woman show. So I called Mitzi and I said, can I do it in the belly room? She goes, that's great. That's a great idea. And then I called my ex-fiance because he also was a comic. I'm like, I don't want you to think I'm like following you. I'm not a nut. I already
Right.
ruined the relationship. I get it. We're still friends. And it was Andrew Dice Clay, and we're still
I knew,
like,
but I wasn't going to say it.
no,
I was
it's okay.
like, yeah.
I always say
Yeah.
he doesn't like that he's second,
Right.
but I bring it up a lot. And my first was Italian. We would have had 10 kids
Oh
together.
my God,
Yeah.
forget it. They
It
would
would've
have been
been a
walking me in
mess.
my car too. Okay.
Yeah. And really Italian.
Yeah.
His mother used to like that I talked with my hands. She was
Right.
like, "Oh, she's Italian," and I'm like Irish.
She's
She goes,
Italian enough.
I go, I'm Irish, and she went, "Oh,
You don't cook, do you?
yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. They were New York, Mount Vernon. They were
Oh
from
yeah,
Mount
that's
Vernon.
not far from me. I'm
Yeah.
like 5-10 minutes in New York from
Yep,
Mount Vernon.
that's where they grew up. their whole family, and they're big too, big family, whatever. So he was great. We definitely would have had 10 kids, but it got messed up. But anyway, so
you call Andrew.
I call Andrew. He's like, do it, whatever. So he came to see me. And I had worked out at like Westwood and like I'm sorry, not Westwood, the West Side Theater.
Okay.
You know that one on
No.
3rd Street Promenade? Cute little place.
That was around then too?
Yeah, this is 2007.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was around. And, my friend Adam Barnhart used to do a show there, and Cynthia Levin, and they had a show on Sunday nights. So I would go, Adam was so good to me. Like, I was waiting tables there. These are my friends. These are the only people I know are comics. It's like, who's your best friend? Dom Irera and Andrew Dice Clay. Like, I don't know who I am. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then my Freddie died. So I was a mess. And so I went and I did it. And then Dice came to see me in the belly room.
For the first time you were there.
Like 2 months, like a month in, like maybe 3 weeks. Like I had already gone out.
So when you say one woman show, it was just an hour of comedy?
It was just me talking about my family.
For how long?
I don't know what it was.
Okay.
It was 10 minutes at that point. I was working it out, and I was going to do it as a production eventually. And Andrew came to see it, and a guy in the like second row passed out. And I was like, the fuck? Like, he took me out of my little song and dance, right? And then I was like, dude, are you all right? And once I figured out he was all right, I just roasted him, like, unbelievably. The meanest, like my brothers, like my dick got longer. Like, it was weird. And Andrew was screaming, laughing. And he's like, that's not a one-woman show. It's stand-up, stupid. And so we went on the road he goes, let's go on the road. We had a TV show on VH1 at the time. So he's like, let's go on the road. So I started going on the road with him 3 months in.
3 months into comedy, you're on the road with Andrew
It
Dice
was
Clay.
horrifying.
And his audiences are
insane.
cult-like for him.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And a woman comes out and you're like a sacrifice.
Right.
And we were doing great in Northern California. And then we went to New York. The show got canceled. Nobody really watched it anyway. And when I'm on stage in New York, I'm at the Westbury Music Fair in the round. And I say I'm from Philly, and they go, boo, fuck the Phillies, fuck the Eagle.
It's a different type of audience.
Yeah. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, my brain goes to the street because I can't, at this point, I'm not good at differentiating yet. So they're going, where's Dice? Where's Dice? I go, he's up my ass. You want to tickle his feet? Like, I was.
Well, they only want
him. So I'm getting angry, and I had this cute little outfit on, and I remember I had a half bra on. It was sliding down because I was sweating so much. So, like, my tits are here, right? And I'm like, oh, God. And I'm trying to do my bits, and I'm like, whatever the little dumb jokes I wrote, I don't even remember them because it was so traumatic. I blocked them.
Sebastian said it was hard to open for Dice.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and that was, you're 3 months in.
Yeah. Oh, trust.
For his audience.
And I watched Sebastian open for him because I was engaged to him when Sebastian was opening for him. So anyway, so my sister drove up from Philly just to see this, and I'm being booed from the front, the sides, and the back, and I'm sweating, and my fucking tits are lopsided, and I catch my sister. She's sitting right in the front, and we lock eyes, and she went like this, and in my head she was like, "What are you doing? What do you want to do? You want to fight this whole fucking room?
Right,
I'll start over here.
South Philly.
I'll start here. We'll meet in the middle. We'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Like it made me giggle inside, like, oh my God, my sister's gonna start fucking hitting people, and she's crazy too. So I was like, oh, this could happen. So it got me out of it. Then I go, all right, I know what you want, and I got them to stop booing, and I brought up Andrew, and then Andrew was like, I'm not going out there. They don't treat you like that. And I go, no, they want to see you.
Right.
So he went out, had a great set. I, went upstairs, cried to my mom. My brother was like, they booed Blondie. I'm like, that's not helping. I gotta go.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I get what he was trying to do. It was
Trying to make you feel better.
Yeah. And so I got booed the next night at the State Theater in Jersey. I'm like, fuck this fucking East Coast, right? Like, I couldn't get it. But it was just a Dice thing, So then Andrew was like, I don't like seeing them boo you. So he was like, we'll revisit this in a year if you really want to do it. And then I worked my ass off for a whole year, a little more maybe, and then re-showcased to work at his residency in Vegas. And it was a bunch of comics that he flew some out from New York, and me and Wheels did better than them. So he hired us. And then eventually it was just me. And now it's like I headline, but I still work with him once in a while because it's fun. And his agent books us as like kind of like a team, like they go together, whatever, because I do help sometimes. I hate to say it with the road managing, and we fight over
the management of Just Ice himself, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it's like Humpty Dumpty. Got to put him back up on the wall.
I can't imagine a harder person to open for.
Oh yeah. It's still crazy. It's still
not because of him, but because that audience is
it's the people,
right? No, yeah.
And when
she's great. I mean,
but you had to
get there. It's the same, but yeah, you're also, it's your audience now. Like
now I know how to talk to them.
Right.
Now I know how to, and honestly, I've gone out and been like, I'm going to do this newer bit that's a little different, and it doesn't work, and I got to fucking dice it up, if you will. You know what I mean? Jazz it up.
Right.
Because I feel I'm losing them, and they are ticking time bombs. And they will, because they're honest. It's like, I love working black rooms because they're honest. And the Dice's crowd is very honest. Any black room is 100% honest. They're the best. If you can capture
when you
that,
get them, you get standing O's.
100%. They'll carry you around the room. The greatest audiences.
If you don't, it is the quietest of quiet you'll ever.
Quiet.
Well, right, not quiet because
not quiet.
they're talking. They're They're not
I've
happy.
seen them bomb giant stars.
Yeah.
Giant stars like Boo at the store, because I worked Fat Tuesday, which was a black show that was predominant. I shouldn't even say it was a black. It was a predominantly
we used to call them the
show.
black rooms in New York when I used to do that. I'd be the only really white comic because I was Italian and from the Bronx, so I had enough street cred, and be like one of the white guys. John Moses was usually on them because he was like, but that's what you
Fat
called them.
Tuesday, but it was like. In respect to the black audiences, it was like there wasn't anything in Hollywood or West Hollywood that was for them. They put out a great documentary called Fat Tuesday. If you get a chance, check it out. It's awesome. And I was in it, but I got cut out a lot. I'm not bitching. I'm just saying. Anyway,
she's bitching.
No, because they were great, but waiting tables, waiting on the audience was just as hard as performing for them, because we would fight constantly. So you had to be out there. Like, I gained so much respect, you know what I mean? Because they were like, oh, it's just people trying to take advantage. Like in those areas, Hollywood, they would try to take advantage of like a black audience or a Latino audience. They always did. They upped the parking. Like, it was crazy what they would do to try to keep them out. Like, you're like, whoa, I'm fucking seeing this in real time. Like, you hear stories and then you're like, nah, you're being a little sensitive. And then you see it and you're like, oh, okay, that's fucked up. That's
right. Yeah.
I mean, I grew up fighting against whoever was in the wrong neighborhood, but you could be the same.
Right.
You didn't have to be black, brown, or, it just weren't from Wolf. You got your throat sliced if you were. It's not my business.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You don't go to 18th and Johnson if you're from this one. You know, it was just weird. It was just people had their things, their neighborhoods.
100%.
Yeah. It was. I always joke about. Remember that show All in the Family?
Oh my God, one of the most
so
classic.
Good. But I always watch the reruns of that, and I remember. I think I reposted it because it made me laugh so hard. But Archie was like, we're America. We're free to live in our own separate sections.
Right.
And if you go in there, they'll bust your head.
Yeah. And
it's exactly how I grew up. But it was a different time.
It was a different time. But also the funny part about that is specifically that show is that they're making fun of the ignorance. Like, people want to get it's like that show couldn't be on TV today, but meanwhile it was like the most poignant and like perfect show for what it was. It's like he was the joke and he's ignorant. Like he's the ignorance of him was the joke.
Yeah.
Like that's what
That's like talking to my dad. That's the guy.
You know what's most horrifying about that show? He was in his 40s.
Hilarious.
When he started. And he was in like the end of it. He was in his early to mid 50s.
Carol O'Connor, the best. Yeah. Oh, well, if you watch Golden Girls, those ladies were 50. I'm like,
well, kill me now. Like they were around my age, and I'm like,
you were what?
Right.
How old are you?
Right.
Why'd you cut your hair like that, bitch?
Blanche Devereaux, I think, is like 45 in it, and I'm like, what?
Who?
What's happening?
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. But then when I look at them, I'm like, don't cut your hair like that. Get a
Look
little
at us
back.
now.
Because my Aunt Joy, she has dark hair, like yours, pretty dark hair, which I'm just so jealous of. I always want it dark. I always want it to look. I guess it's because I was around Italians all the time, and then my Italian girlfriends were blonde.
I don't ever
My
remember
friend
you
Melissa-
blonde though. Like you have highlights in your hair.
No,
but,
but I'm mousy brown. I was in the middle.
So am I. I dye my hair darker.
So right, but it looks pretty.
Thanks.
And so my Aunt Joy had naturally dark, beautiful hair, and she's 80. No, she just turned 90. She still dyes it like that, and I'm like, Aunt Joy looks bad.
Right.
It's just a little pick me up. Yeah, sure, you could see other things like she gets up, she's got a cane or something,
Right.
but she's still rocking. And my mom went gray. And hers is pretty gray, but it is. My mom looks kind of old. You would think my mom's older than my aunt because my aunt doesn't.
I love that white gray. I
My
don't know
mom's
if I'll
is beautiful,
ever
and my
do
grandmom's
it.
was beautiful.
I'd have to. That's like a real.
Yeah.
That's
My mom has
20
great
years
hair.
away.
Just do it.
Yeah, I should do it now. Kill me now.
No, you know what? I think it looks way better if you have longer hair.
No,
If you have, like-
I think.
If
You know
have,
who
like,
looks great
silver
with
hair,
it
but
right
it's
now?
Long, I think that looks
Oh yeah,
amazing.
a really good friend of my little sister in Philly. She had a jet black hair, beautiful Italian girl, and almost same coloring, eyes, everything. And she let it go. I'll show you a picture after, Nicole. Phenomenal.
Well, you would look. I mean, I don't have light eyes, but I think that looks so good. And what's her name from Sopranos just went all gray, and it looks gorgeous.
yeah.
Who? Bracco?
Yeah,
Lorraine? Oh,
Lorraine
wow, good for
Bracco's all
her.
gray, and I'm like, she looks great.
I'm like Bracco.
Bracco? Well, listen, I love that you came in.
Sorry, I rattle on.
No, it was phenomenal. I would promote anything you want to promote on here.
Oh, I don't. When does this come out? It don't matter. I'll try to put it on my website, but I'm not computer savvy. You can see how old I am, and I don't care. All the bronzer in the world is not going to help me know the internet. My algorithm is this. So I don't know. I'm on the road. Just check it out. Check out my
It's so
Instagram. My special you can look up. No Country for Old Women.
Oh, No Country for Old Women.
Ladylike was my
Ladylike was the album.
my album.
Yes, No Country for Old Women. I mean,
It's so silly.
I love it.
And then I'm working on my new special, and that's going to be called "Tell Your Dad I Said Hi."
I thought it was gonna be like, "Where's your car parked?"
That would be cute. Do you need to walk to your car?
Right. Where, you got your car here? Where'd you park? Where'd you park? Where'd you park? I'm gonna walk you downstairs now.
No, it's right out front.
No, follow Eleanor
So
Kerrigan.
exciting.
I'm not just just a phenomenal comic.
Thank
I love
you.
the story. I
You
love that
are
you
too.
started at the store and like, listen, it's so funny. It's like you never know what the dream is. Like we want. And to me, it's like who you are, what you bring to that stage, your overall persona. It's like what we need in the comedy community. So
thank
you
you.
could be our Meryl Streep of the Comedy Store here in LA.
Take that, Meryl. Did you play Carnegie Hall, bitch? No.
Sending that to her people. No, guys.
Please do. I need her help.
Look up Eleanor online. I'm going to tag her in a bunch of clips. And you can find me, as always, at Tara Jokes, tarajokes.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. From one East Coast to another East Coast girl, we say ciao.
Cawfee Talk.